is. It is. Check, check, check. Okay. All right, Mr. Pep, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 96.7 KCAL rocks. It is Patrick in the morning. Time to talk some sports with our guy, Pep. Pep, what's going on?
Yo, good morning, everybody. What is up? It is Super Bowl week as we get ready for the Eagles and the Chiefs in Glendale, Arizona coming up. But Patrick, I don't know if you're into the conspiracy theory kind of things, but right now it's getting thousands upon thousands of views on social media that apparently the leaked choreographed script for the Super Bowl is out there on social media. And again, some people claim the NFL is rigged, that these games are set up. The NFL already knows who they want to win and all this stuff. I don't know where this came from. I doubt it's true, but it's very scripted. It's very detailed. It's like a box score from quarter to quarter. If you're curious, it has the Eagles winning 37-34. It's out there. If you just look for it, it's out there. It's a lot of different places. Patrick, what do you think of all this?
Well, I mean, could you imagine if that were the final score?
Oh,
I mean, if that were the final score, I think it would be pandemonium for sure. I think a lot of people can just brush it off as BS, but I'll tell you what, this is the most hyped and the most script like WWE like it feels very much so. People are trying to proclaim that all this happened. It's a nice excuse for, the players who lost or whatever.
yeah, right.
You
Yeah,
know?
again, I don't know where it came from, man. You can do some pretty crazy things with computers and iPhones and all those sorts of things of, creating your own documents or altering existing documents and whatnot. So I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. But it was very curious why all these people were sharing it and saying, oh, I knew it. The NFL is choreographed. It's all rigged. And here's the final score. So.
Well, then, it gives those guys who lost, an excuse, but also it kind of explains the silly calls that the refs are making.
Yeah.
So a lot of people feel better about when they do that, connect the dots, they feel like.
Listen, I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, so I remember back in those battles with the Lakers in the early 2000s, like everyone claiming it was rigged and all that stuff. So I'm not saying I buy this. I'm just saying, it's very interesting. I'm very curious to see if it's anywhere close to what that score was, 37-34.
Well, then we found out with Donaghy that it was rigged.
It
Those guys
was.
were
That's the
pushing
thing.
the games around. I remember thinking when Charles Barkley went to the finals to play against Michael Jordan, they beat the Sonics in 7 games, and there was like 28 fouls on the Sonics, 0 fouls on the Suns. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, some things you look at, you're like, it just doesn't make sense. There's no way. There's no way that's possible. So keep an eye on that. I'm just saying, as we go in through Super Bowl week, keep an eye on that.
A couple broken-hearted NBA fans right here, you and I are.
Dude, both of us. Yeah, Seattle and Sacramento, man. Totally. All right, so we did have the Pro Bowl this past weekend, the Pro Bowl festivities. And the big takeaway for me, Patrick, was, it was in Las Vegas, the home of the Raiders, and Derek Carr showed up, man. He competed, he played, he did the whole 7-on-7 thing, he did the skills challenge. He showed up. Credit to Derek Carr. I'm not a Raiders fan, but I'm a Derek Carr fan, man. Good for him.
I hear what you're saying. Physically, he showed up, but he looked good. He came off looking good. He came off being like, hey, man, I appreciate everything. You know what I mean? Almost like a no hard feelings thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is life.
Yeah.
God, he came off good, and then he smoked it on all the accuracy and all that stuff. So, yeah, he may be he should be the MVP of this Pro Bowl weekend. I mean, he hit it out of the park. I thought he came off very well.
He did. That's a great point, Patrick. He took the high road, right? He's like, you know what? This is a big honor. I'm going to fulfill my duties. I want to be there. This is a big honor. I'm going to do this. Even though it's in Las Vegas, I'm still going to do this. And then he went there, and he was the man. And it's almost like showing the Raiders, hey, look, this is what I could do.
Right. He said, hey, this is special.
Yes.
I know the parking lot attendants. I know the guy when I'm coming through the door. I know everybody in this building. So you know what? I was happy to see all of them. I was like, oh, dude, he's playing it right. And then Derek Carr, I think he endeared himself to a lot of us during Hard Knocks. I mean, I did not like the Raiders. I watched Hard Knocks. I'm like, dang it, I like Derek Carr.
Yeah, so now this offseason, man, where's Derek Carr going to go? Is Aaron Rodgers going to play? Is he going to stay in Green Bay? Man, it's going to be a fun offseason again.
Is he going to be the Raiders quarterback? I can see Aaron Rodgers. He said, tell Devontae to give me a house.
Man, It could. It could happen. It could. We could see Aaron Rodgers in silver and black. So it's going to be a fun offseason. But first, we got Super Bowl coming up this weekend. Patrick, let's pivot to the NBA. And right now, we're getting closer to the NBA trade deadline coming up on Thursday. We talked about, will the Lakers make a move? Will the Clippers make a move? Well, we know Kyrie Irving is off the board, man. He's going to the Dallas Mavericks to join Luka Doncic. Here's the weird thing. The owner of the Brooklyn Nets, when Kyrie Irving demanded the trade, he knew Kyrie wanted to go to the Lakers. So the owner said, reportedly, send him anywhere but the Lakers, because we know he wants to go there. And that's what they did.
See, that's what happens when you burn bridges. Kids, learn that. If Kyrie would have been cool, he probably could have gone wherever he wanted. But nope, he wanted to fade fools. He wanted to gotcha. He wanted to do this. He wanted to do that. However, I think he will make the Mavericks better. It will work for a while. And then how long until he goes full Kyrie?
Yeah. And listen, I'll say this, and maybe this is unpopular, but I think the Western Conference is watered down this year, even with my Sacramento Kings. And I'm a huge Kings fan. I love my Kings, but I think it's watered down. So with Kyrie Irving joining Luka, all of a sudden, man, you got to put some respect on Dallas. Dallas might be making a run out of the Western Conference now. That one player can change the complexion of the Western Conference.
If they start gelling together, it could be trouble. Wouldn't that be wild? And no one's expecting it. That's why, they're expecting him to ruin everything. So maybe it'll work out.
Yeah, it might. It might work out. And the other big name, obviously, Russell Westbrook for the Lakers, if they can move him. The latest rumor is out there is that the Lakers are trying to make a trade with the Utah Jazz to send Westbrook to Utah. I don't know exactly what the Lakers would get back, but they're essentially just trying to do, addition by subtraction, just trying to get rid of Westbrook, and then they don't have to deal with him anymore.
I agree. However, I have to admit, he's changed his attitude a little bit. He seems to be a little bit better teammate. And trust me, I never stick up for him. But he's kind of accepted that off the bench thing.
Yeah.
And he comes in and he kind of does that spark thing. Like he can kind of get it going a little bit. I have to give him a little bit of credit for that. I don't see the Lakers being lucky enough to get rid of him to Utah. I for sure bet they want that. I don't know if they're that lucky.
Yeah.
Does Utah want that?
I don't know, man. I don't Utah or anybody else I don't know who wants him, but you're right. He has kind of embraced this new role. I don't know if he's doing it well. I guess that depends on who you ask, but he is embracing this new role. He's coming off the bench, kind of a sixth man, and maybe that's going to work for the Lakers going forward. But right now they got to do something. You can't do the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's the definition of crazy, right? So they got to do something. If they can unload Russell Westbrook, bring somebody in or multiple players, maybe, I think the Lakers got to do it.
Right.
So we'll see. The other thing to keep an eye on with the Lakers is the Lakers' LeBron James, 36 points away from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time scoring list. So their next game is actually Tuesday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So if he can go for 36 in that game, he will be the scoring champ. If not, you'll have to wait at least one more.
I can't believe it, man. It's just something I never thought I would see. I mean, Kareem played forever.
Yeah, that's one of those scoring titles. We're talking about like the home run record and stuff like that. Like you just feel like, man, that is like a mythical number. No one's going to even come close to that. But remember, LeBron, man, came straight from high school and he started playing right away. So he's had a long career to get that number. So he's going to be the all-time scoring champion. It's going to happen. It might happen Tuesday night.
For sure.
And finally, Patrick, let's make a left turn to NASCAR. We had the preseason exhibition race, the Clash at the Coliseum in Los Angeles last night. I watched a bunch of it. Martin Truex Jr. taking home the checkered flag in the exhibition race. Man, that track, I remember it from last year being really small, but when I watched it again, I'm like, there's basically no straightaway. That thing is so tiny inside the Coliseum.
Teeny, weeny, just a little exhibition thing. Some tough racing going on in those tight quarters, man.
How there was not a wreck on every single lap, I don't know.
Yeah, there's hardly any room, but it is kind of a thing to get everyone's attention and focused on NASCAR.
Yeah, and they make it a spectacle, right? It's about the production. It's about the show. It was strange to see, like iconic sports broadcaster Chris Myers, he's got the whole sports broadcaster voice, and he's like, all right, let's take a break now and toss it down to Wiz Khalifa, Wiz Khalifa, the big rap hip hop star, and he starts doing all his songs. It was just a very strange spectacle.
Just trying to introduce it to a new audience,
Yes.
man. I love it. The Clash, and that means that it's not too far away from right here at Auto Club Speedway. Pep, tell them how to get your stuff. We're going to talk one more time this Thursday where we got to lock down our Super Bowl predictions. So be prepared, Pep.
You got it. Yeah, we will do that on Thursday. Can't wait. You can get my stuff on Inland Sports. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. I'm not falling for the scripted, choreographed Super Bowl leak. I'm not falling for that. I'll have a genuine, real live score on Thursday.
Thanks, Pat. There it is, brother.
Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate it, man.
I'm starting to lean Chiefs, dude.
Are you?
Patrick Power.
I'm kind of with you, but I don't want them to win. Like I don't like the Chiefs or the Eagles. In fact, I can't stand either of them, so I don't know what to do.